is everyone? We're trying to figure out some of our technical challenges.
We have some technical difficulties, sorry.
Yes, sometimes all the technology doesn't always want to work with us, but who cares? That's problems. We're moving forward, and we are here without Anna, but we wish her a speedy recovery because she's not feeling well today. But we are here to talk to you guys about Fright Night. We're going to teach you how to do Fright Night in the Grove, and we're going to talk about scary real estate stories. So things that happen in real estate that, can be scary and that we have to kind of deal with, but we're going to talk about those and what sometimes we've seen clients gone through or sometimes we've gone through, and we're just going to let you know all about that. So we actually do fear for our clients' lots. But let's get started with the drink, because after all this technical difficulty, I kind of feel like I need one. All right, so here we go. We are going to do the cocktail. It's a pretty basic cocktail. It does have an ingredient in there called Jägermeister, so if you want to watch her make the weirdest face today, I am 90% sure this is going to be it. So, we are starting. Oh, look at me. I made a mistake already.
It's November.
It's November. Okay, so we've got a plate with water in it, and we're rimming the glass with salt. So, we've got the glass rimmed with salt. And she can do the next one. Yeah, we're going to have to fill it up with ice after. Okay. My mistake. And then we've got a shaker here that we've got full of ice. And that's where we're going to put all of our alcohol. So we're starting with just a half an ounce of tequila. So I'm going to actually make 2 today, because as I fought with the stuff that did not get done beforehand, we're doing 2 ounces of Jägermeister, which is a herbal liqueur, which I laugh because I don't think I have had Jägermeister since, I don't know, I was a kid. It's crazy. And then we're going to do the 1 ounce of grapefruit juice. There we go. And it's all in the shaker. And what is that? That's tequila. This is a special type of tequila. It's not a normal tequila. And then we are going to put this into glass number 1. See, it's a brownie color. Looks tough. Makes you look tough. Can you put more ice in this, please? Hang on 1 second. We're garnishing it with dried fruit, because I just find dried fruit is way easier for us to maintain and not having it go bad.
Can we add a bit more grapefruit juice in mine?
You haven't even tasted yours yet. You can't complain yet. You have to actually have some of yours before you say you don't like it. Just because maybe you like Jägermeister.
Maybe.
Maybe it reminds you of home.
Home?
Home.
Oh my God. But it smells really good, actually.
See? You might like it. You have to keep an open mind. It looks tough. It looks like a super tough drink. So I think that if you were sitting there drinking that and you came out with that, it looks tough. Looks like you could drink it with, a cigar. Jägermeisters are pretty herbally liqueur, which is why it's an interesting one. When it first came out, I remember everyone did shots of Jägermeister back in the day. Sorry. But nowadays, I don't know if the kids still do it, but I know I'm too old, so I don't. So, shaken over ice. Let's give this a shot. Cheers! Look at it. It does look like a tough, manly drink. Definitely tastes herbally.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't like it. Do you want more grapefruit juice?
Yes.
These are the Victoria
November
versions.
is not my kind of months.
It is definitely a herbally liqueur, and it definitely does have that. It is if you like a very tart drink, if you like kind of something a little bit more savory, this would be the kind of cocktail that you'd be going for. If you're a sweeter person, I wouldn't recommend it.
You like?
No, I don't like it.
Okay, I'm not alone here.
No, you're not alone. But I don't like it because I think that I have had far too many memories of way too much Jägermeister in my youth. Because it did. You used to shoot it. You used to drop it into other alcohols and you'd shoot it all together. Not that I recommend. So it is good. Like Anna says, it's good if you got a cold. Jägermeister is good if you got a cold.
Yeah, but probably Anna would like that.
Probably she would. Okay. So, scary real estate stories. So, scary real estate stories, I was joking around when I first made the list, and I was like, for sale by owners, because as a realtor, that's like our nemesis. But obviously, we promote anyone to have whatever kind of business model they want. And then I joked around and I said, using another real estate agent to buy your house, that's terrifying to us. But also, too, is sometimes you can get realtors in our industry, and although they've all met the minimum competencies of the Real Estate Council of Alberta, sometimes they get just smart enough to be dangerous. And those, to me, those scare me because those are the ones that are not willing to ask those important questions that their clients need to know. They're not as inquisitive because they're more confident than they are inquisitive, and you kind of go over a hump in real estate where you become inquisitive again because you realize that although you're competent, you don't know everything. So that's kind of my scary thing in real estate. But I will tell you this, that we do take a lot of safety measures when we show houses, when we're in houses with people that we either just met or don't know or whatever.
Well, actually, we have even like the whole topic when you're going through education of real estate. We have like whole topic of about safety. It's like how to be safe in open house because like we're all human. Like, and for example, me, like I'm staying alone at the house. House is open. Anyone can come in, lock the door.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of safety measurements for us as a professionals.
Yeah.
Like to have a car keys like on us,
Yeah.
like not to block the driveway so you can like go like right away, not lock the back door so you can have at least like couple of exits from the house. And if you meet with the new clients, don't do that at night. Don't go to the basement, you know. And like a lot of things.
Yeah, but that also might be why sometimes, like as a public member, if you're meeting a realtor for the first time, they may be asking you to meet them at their office, and they're meeting you at the office because they want to make sure that you're legit and that they are safe. And it's not that they don't trust you, and it's not that they don't want to give you what you want. It's just that they also have to be cautious on their own. I actually did a listing presentation once in Hidden Valley, and it was a husband and a wife, and I did the listing presentation, and the wife went upstairs to bed or went upstairs. I don't know where she went. And the husband I made the mistake of sitting on the back side of the table, and every time I got up to leave, the husband would stand in front of me and block my exit, and I wasn't allowed to leave the listing presentation for hours while he actually sat there and berated me as an agent. And I remember leaving. I was a lot younger then. I would have a lot more choice words if someone did that to me now, but I was young and I was new, and I remember leaving and sitting out front of the house and crying because I had tried for honestly probably a good hour and a half to get out of the house, and the guy wouldn't let us. And those are the kind of things like as you get older or as they teach you, which I'm glad they teach you now because they didn't back in my day, about ways to be more safe in real estate. And that is always, so a lot of times, and especially men that are gentlemen actually get really awkward by this, is I always make them go in front of me because I never let anyone between me and the door of the house or me and the exit of the room. And men have a really hard time with that are chivalrous because they're like, well, no, I'm going to hold the door open.
Ladies first.
I know, and I'm always like, no, you go. This is a safety thing. Go. And it's funny because it is really awkward. And again, those are those safety things. And the Calgary Real Estate Board has had some safety courses on. I don't think they put them on often enough. Unfortunately, I don't think that they are as aware of safety issues, which I think is unfortunate.
And to be a woman in the real estate, you need to be even more cautious, actually.
100%.
Yeah, because like believe it or not, there is was a story. This is not just a story. It's in BC. The realtor, the girl, she was 25, I believe.
Yeah.
And she went to meet with new clients, and she was murdered.
Yeah.
There.
Well, and we've even had a realtor in Calgary that was assaulted in a house, and I think she was tied up. I could be wrong. I think she was tied up in the basement. But all the stories, when you talk about all the stories of safety and things that have happened, we had a girl at an open house that got sexually assaulted that was in the newspaper. Like, all those things that happen, unfortunately, they happen to the female agents. We don't hear the stories of the male agents because female agents are more vulnerable when it comes to showing houses
to
and safety
physical
issues.
and to physical
Yeah.
court because
we're
a woman.
exactly because we don't have the same kind of physical ability to get out of a house as quickly as we should, which really super sucks. The other thing is we know that I don't know if everyone knows this, but we actually have systems on our phones. So when we enter the house, we can put on a safety notification that if we don't hit it within a certain period of time, it will actually notify a certain group of people that we've let notify that
Emergency contact, and our emergency contact will then receive an address where we are located, and it goes automatically if we won't confirm it in the program.
Yep. And even too is sometimes like when you're a community realtor and you really invested into your community and you tend to do a lot of business. I've had it where someone was upset with me and I was trying to manage them and manage a situation, and they were threatening to come to my house where my children were late at night. And I said, if you come to my house personally, it's my personal residence. I will call police because my children are there. It's my home. If you want to deal with me, I have an office. I can come to you, all that kind of stuff, but you do not have the right to come to my personal residence just because you know where I live. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the crazy stuff that has happened. And it's sad and it's unfortunate, but I will say that it is an amazing industry. And that I would say 99.99% of the times, nothing happens.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate because it's those 1% of the times when things do happen that people, they're always the worst case scenario.
Yeah, but like we can say the same about like any profession, about everyday life. Something could happen.
Yeah, and there are like when you're looking at the houses, don't be offended if realtors take certain precautions, like taking pictures of the license plates. I've done that where I've taken pictures of the license plates and I've sent it to my husband. Showing houses in groups instead of showing them alone, which like sometimes you'll see us do our open houses together, or you'll see us do showings together. Again, it's that safety precaution so that there's two of us, right? So there is that kind of backup. Or I've even heard of single agents that are not on teams where they have their husband or partner or somebody sit in the car outside while they show the house so that everyone knows that they're safe. And those kind of things are things that agents can do to make them feel safe because they're either meeting people late at night, vacant houses.
Or if you go out of town, for example.
Out of town, yeah, acreages. Vacant acreages, those ones are terrifying.
This is creepy.
Yeah, so, but I know that there was even one time, like I showed a house and we showed up and the door was open. So the door was wide open, the house was vacant, it was dark, and you have a choice. So you can call the police, which is an option, and have them sweep the house to make sure everything is safe. Or we went in, we turned on the lights, we said hello, we verified everything was okay, but luckily I had the clients with me because we didn't know what was going on inside the house. And unfortunately, there are times where people have walked into houses and bad things are going on, and you don't know. I walked into houses and found, back in the day, grow-ups. So you find big, huge, like, grows of drugs.
Yeah.
So, and what do you say? Like, you call the other agent, say, your client's growing illegal marijuana in the house, because then, of course, you don't want to get in trouble, but those are the kind of things that happen. And people take real estate very personally because it is personal. It is absolutely a very personal thing. It's a lot of money. There is a lot of fraud in real estate, so you have to be really careful. The fraud ones are the ones that hurt my heart the most, is when I show up and this person has been part of fraud and they don't realize, and they have drastically overpaid for their home, and now they're trying to sell it, and you're sitting there politely telling them that they have absolutely no equity because of the value that they paid for the house at the time was way more than what it was worth, and there's no money left.
And the fraud can be not just financial. There's can be the fraud with a title. Like there's a bunch of different frauds, and we need to be aware of that because we need to protect our clients.
Yeah, so there's lots of those kind of things that happen, and it's sad, and it's scary stories for us because you're sitting there talking to people, and you're explaining to them that it wasn't you. And unfortunately, I'll be honest, as an agent, I see 9 times out of 10 when you walk in and you have to express to someone that they've hired you and that the last agent put them in the middle of a fraud and they were what was called as a straw buyer, is that the name you see, as soon as you see that name on the file, that there's probably something funky going on. And that's sad because that's what our industry is supposed to be, or at least our regulator is supposed to be protecting you of. But those are the kind of things that make it really sad because those things can be really complex. So those are the kind of scary stories. I don't have a a lot though because I'm pretty bold.
Maybe you have funny, scary story.
Funny, scary stories?
Yeah, we
I don't
just
know.
need to end
I
up
know-
with something.
Well, funny, scary stories. I love hiding in walk-in pantries when my clients are looking at houses and jumping out and scaring them. Especially on the vacant homes. That is so much fun to me. Or you stay in there until they get in the kitchen and they open and be like, ah! And then they just freak out.
This is better.
So, but yeah, it is a great industry. It does have a lot of high points and wonderful things, but there are scary stories. But I am bold, so I've never actually had a lot. Being married to a police officer is a big kind of asset. Because usually when I feel scared, I would mention my husband's a police officer, and bad guys don't want to deal with you.
Okay, what about prizes?
Prizes. You're on
This
prize
one.
duty because Anna's not here. So let's watch Victoria. Anna, watch and see Victoria open the box. Just because it'll make Anna feel better.
Okay. This is not that easy. I wish Anna would be here. Okay, you can show the journal.
Okay, I'll show the journal. I'm just more entertained by watching this. Hang on one second. Okay.
To read that.
We don't whip it! Don't whip it! Oh my god! Victoria! Okay. There is our journal. Please feel free to buy it on Amazon.
Let's pretend I did it.
Oh my goodness, Victoria!
No one saw that you did that. Okay,
There.
we have a glasses here. Here. It's a beautiful box. It's a beautiful glasses.
They'll never get stolen because no one can open the box with me.
It's really heavy.
Good quality. All right. So here we are. Next week, we are looking at the Violet Squeeze. And this is how to squeeze money out of your mortgage approval. So this is all the little tips and tricks when you're getting qualified, how to push that number as high as you can possibly go if that's what you're looking for. Also keep in mind is just because you're qualified for a certain number doesn't mean you have to buy up to that number, but it's always nice to know if you do want to push the limits how. And feel free to like us on
all social media platforms.
Oh.
YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, anything you're using.
I think he just made her feel so validated, Anna, because she's watching, and you couldn't open the box either. You're like, I'm going to destroy it. Anyways, thank you very much. Remember, if your friends and family, co-workers, anyone is looking at buying or selling a house, have them call us because we want to make sure that they make the best informed decisions possible. It's why we do these shows every week. We're trying to give you as much information and as much opportunity for information as possible. But of course, each situation is unique, so feel free to give us a call at the number on the screen.
See you next week.
Bye!